now we go on to reed valves and how they work without the music. A reed valve is just like it says. What we have is we have fuel coming into the cylinder, and it goes up through the inlet ports into the combustion chamber, and it gets fired off and goes out the exhaust, and then the piston comes back down. As it comes back down, it creates a vacuum which opens these little valves, which are right here. It opens the little valves and sucks in enough fuel, and then they snap back shut again. Now the thing about reed valves is that when they first started out, they were made of metal, and very thin metal, and they worked okay until the metal fatigue right up around here. When they were flapped open so many times, the metal fatigue would break off the end of the reed, and then the metal reed would go into the case, get sucked up into the piston chamber, and destroy the piston. Well, that didn't work out too well. So what happened is a number of different reeds were tried, such as phenolene reeds, carbon fiber, different plastics, and these are the top of the top. This material right here is boysen. Now, we ask ourselves, well, plastic's plastic. Why? What's the difference? What's the big deal? What the big deal is, when you have a two-cycle engine that's cycling at idle, it's going so slow. It goes slow, the reed opens, goes up to fire, the reeds close, no big deal. But when you get up to 11,000 RPM, okay, the reed valve has to do the exact same thing in the piston, but it has to do it very, very quickly. It has to be able to open and close in synchronicity, and it has to do it very, very crisply. That's where the reed valve material gets to be a problem, because this is carbon, and that works so well. This is a phenol plastic, that works so well. And then we have our boysen. Now the trick is that once you get up to 10 or 11,000 RPMs, you have something called reed flutter. This is where the reed in here, or as you can see it right in here, the reed will flutter open and closed, not in the same time as the engine requires it. That means it will dump too much fuel in, or it will not enough, but it isn't a crisp response to the piston. And reed flutter will cause a flooding technique, plus it will also cause a loss of power. Now if you can get another 2,000 RPM out of a racing engine, another 2,000 RPMs for higher power, then you're going to make more power. That is where boysen comes in. Their reed material is that's their bread and butter, along with their V-force reed cages, which this is not. But you can take this reed valve material and make your own reed just like that and put it in a CT manifold. Also, the new CT manifold, I understand, instead of having two reeds, it has 3 reeds on each side. I don't know if it's any bigger. I just heard that from the grapevine. And then what we have is our reed stays here. These can be used, or they may not be used. What these are is reed gates on the end here. What they do is keep the reed from flapping out way too wildly during high speed. They only let them go so far, so the reeds will snap back into place. Now, some reeds need it, some don't. This is another form of, it's a little spring tensioner, and it goes on the reed before this stop here, and it keeps the reed so it'll open and shut real quick. Now that's needed on some it's not. But the point is here is if you're learning anything, especially, I have to narrate this. So you can see the reed opens right here and goes in. I have to narrate this and also give you a good visual medium. because I have a worldwide audience, and I have to show how increasing the reed cage here will give you more fuel. And these are in just like millimeters, and as you can see, the maximum reed lift is right here, which are these right here. These are the reed stays right here. So you have a maximum reed lift. And what you need to do, you can see the tests here. Well, that's an RZ350, but they are really good bikes. And you can see that's the interior of a reed. And there's a reed stopper which takes up room. But the point is, have you learned something from this? Can you take something from it? Now, a good teacher like myself, and I know I'm one, will say, listen, take my word for it and go out and learn as much as you can. You're always learning. So I hope you've learned a little bit about reeds, and thank you for subscribing.